The breeze is cool, the sun gentle as it slips over the hills. I tie my scarf, step into my garden, and smile at the spinach leaves reaching toward the light. At 92, I still cook my own breakfast, sweep the yard, and walk without pain. In Japan, this is not rare. Many of us live long, not because of luck, but because of how we live. Okinawa, where I was born, is known around the world for longevity. Scientists say it's the food, simple, natural, full of plant-based protein that keeps our bodies strong. I'd love to show you 3 vegetables I've eaten all my life. They're easy to find, low cost, and filled with quiet strength. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from, and what time is it for you right now? Please let me know in the comments below, and subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Let's talk about muscle loss. After 60. After the age of 60, your body begins to lose muscle. Slowly, silently. This condition is called sarcopenia, and it's one of the biggest reasons older adults begin to feel weak, unsteady, or tired during daily activities. You may notice it when getting out of a chair feels harder than before, or when your legs feel shaky walking up the stairs. It's not just aging, it's the result of losing muscle mass that once protected your bones, supported your joints, and gave you strength. Studies show that adults over 60 lose about 3 to 8% of muscle every decade. This loss speeds up after age 75. If nothing is done, it leads to frailty, falls, bone fractures, and even hospital stays. But here's the truth. It can be slowed down. And in many cases, it can be reversed. The key? Protein and movement. But not just any protein. Your body, especially as it ages, needs protein that's easy to digest, gentle on your system, and rich in nutrients. Many people think of protein as meat, eggs, or dairy. But in Japan, we've learned to get protein from plants. From small bowls of miso, fresh steamed edamame, or dark leafy greens with sesame. These may seem simple, but they work in harmony with the body. They're low in inflammation, kind to aging kidneys, and filled with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. Most important of all, they're easy to eat, even when appetite decreases with age. You don't need large portions, just small, steady meals with protein spread throughout the day. That's how many Japanese elders, even into their 90s, keep walking, gardening, and moving with ease. The Japanese way. Protein from plants. In Japan, we don't think of food as fuel. We think of it as care. There's a word we use, shokuiku. It means food education. But it's more than that. It's about learning how to eat in a way that supports your life, your energy, and your dignity as you age. When I was young, my grandmother taught me that strong legs come from clean food. Not heavy food, not large portions, but small dishes full of meaning, miso soup, warm rice, steamed vegetables, and pickled roots. There was rarely meat, and yet no one seemed weak. We walked, bent down to garden, carried water. Our muscles were alive. Unlike what many believe, protein doesn't have to come from steak or chicken. In fact, too much red meat, especially in old age, can stress your kidneys and raise inflammation. Our bodies, especially after 60, need gentle protein, the kind that supports without straining. That's why plant-based protein plays such a central role in how Japanese elders eat. Fermented soy from miso and tofu, young green soybeans called edamame, seaweed and leafy greens. Even a bowl of rice, when paired with vegetables, offers complete amino acids your muscles can use. There's beauty in the simplicity. A typical meal for someone my age might be miso soup with tofu and wakame seaweed, a small bowl of brown rice, lightly cooked spinach dressed in sesame, and a slice of orange for dessert. It's not fancy, but it gives us what we need: protein, fiber, vitamins, calm digestion, and steady energy. American diets often focus on quantity, bigger plates, more meat, high-protein powders. But Japanese elders have long focused on quality and balance. We eat slowly, we eat in peace, and we eat with gratitude. That mindset supports the body too. Science now supports what we've practiced for generations. A study in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who consume more plant-based proteins have better muscle retention and lower risk of disability. Another study from Japan's National Institute of Health and Nutrition showed that those who follow traditional Japanese diets have a lower risk of sarcopenia. For me, it's simple. Food should help you move. If it makes you feel tired or heavy, it's not helping. But if it gives you lightness in your legs, clarity in your mind, and comfort in your belly, that is food worth keeping. Edamame, the green muscle keeper. In the late afternoons, when the sun begins to soften and the streets grow quiet, I often sit by the window with a small bowl of edamame. It's a simple joy, a habit I've had since my 40s. My fingers know the motion by heart. Pinch, slide, chew slowly. No salt, no seasoning. Just warm, tender green. Edamame, or young green soybeans, are a common snack in Japan. You'll find them everywhere, from bento boxes in convenience stores to izakaya menus to school lunches. But for elders like me, they're more than just food. They're strength. Each little pod holds a surprising amount of plant-based protein, about 18 grams per cup. That's more than an egg. And unlike many processed protein sources, edamame is natural, easy to digest, and gentle on aging bodies. It supports muscle repair, energy, and keeps your blood sugar steady. In Japan, we don't think of edamame as health food. It's just food. Ordinary, familiar, dependable. But over time, it quietly builds resilience. Let me tell you about my neighbor, Mr. Sato. He's 87 and still tends to his backyard vegetables every morning. When I asked him what kept his legs so strong, he laughed and pointed to his snack bowl, edamame and green tea. "They've walked with me all these years," he said. There's also a science to this. Studies have shown that soy protein found in edamame contains all 9 essential amino acids, just like animal protein. But unlike red meat, soy is low in saturated fat and doesn't increase inflammation. That matters as we age, especially if joints are stiff or digestion becomes slower. Even more, edamame is rich in magnesium, folate, and vitamin K, nutrients that support muscle function and bone health. This means it not only helps you maintain muscle, it also supports your ability to move with balance and stability. In my home, we enjoy edamame warm, steamed lightly for just 3 to 4 minutes. Never boiled too long. It loses its flavor. No salt is needed when the beans are fresh. We might serve it with a cup of roasted barley tea in the summer or hot sencha on a cool day. It's peaceful. It's enough. If you want to try adding more plant protein to your life, edamame is the perfect place to begin. You can find it frozen in most grocery stores. Just steam and enjoy. No need for fancy recipes. Eat it slowly, 1 pod at a time. Let your body feel it. Even just half a cup a day can support your protein needs, especially when paired with other gentle foods. Try it in the afternoon instead of chips or sweets, or add it to soups, grain bowls, or stir-fries. The goal is not to eat like someone else. It's to eat in a way that supports who you are becoming. And if that means walking a little steadier, sleeping a little deeper, or feeling more alive in your own skin, then a small bowl of edamame might be more powerful than you think. Miso, the fermented secret. When I open the lid of my miso container, a soft, earthy aroma rises. Deep, warm, and comforting. It smells like home. For as long as I can remember, miso soup has been the start of my day. Even now, in my 90s, I begin each morning with a quiet bowl, hands gently wrapped around the warm cup. Miso is not just a flavor in Japan. It's a tradition, a memory, a form of care. Made from fermented soybeans, miso is rich in plant-based protein, probiotics, and enzymes that help your body absorb nutrients more easily. For older adults, that's important because digestion slows with age and the body becomes less efficient at using what we eat. Miso supports your gut, calms inflammation, and offers steady energy without heaviness. It's especially powerful when paired with vegetables, seaweed, or tofu, all ingredients we've used for generations. You might think miso is too salty, but in Japan, we prepare it differently. A traditional miso soup is mostly broth, light and clear, with just a spoonful of miso paste stirred in at the end, never boiled. This keeps the beneficial bacteria alive. A small bowl has only a modest amount of sodium, especially when the rest of the meal is balanced and simple. Let me tell you about Obachan Haruko, a woman I met in Nagano. At 95, she still lived alone in a wooden house surrounded by plum trees. Every morning, she'd start a fire, heat water, and make her miso soup with daikon, tofu, and wakame seaweed. "This keeps my belly warm," she said, "and my legs moving." Science has finally caught up to what Haruko and women like her have practiced for decades. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition and Health shows that fermented soy products like miso can help maintain muscle mass and reduce the risk of frailty in older adults. The fermentation process enhances the protein's digestibility and adds compounds that support immune and gut health. Miso also contains vitamin K, manganese, and zinc, nutrients that support bones and muscle repair. And because it's often eaten as a soup, it also encourages hydration, which is easy to forget as we age. In my home, we make miso soup fresh, but quickly. Just simmer sliced vegetables in water, carrots, onions, mushrooms. Once tender, turn off the heat and stir in a spoon of miso. Add tofu or seaweed if you like. Serve it warm, not hot. Eat slowly, with care. You can also use miso in dressings, marinades, or even mix a bit into mashed sweet potatoes. But for me, the soup is where its spirit lives. If you're looking for a simple habit to start, let it be this: a bowl of miso soup in the morning. Just once a day. Let the warmth settle in your stomach. Let the saltiness ground you. Let it become part of your rhythm. It's not a miracle food, but over time, it supports strength from the inside out. Spinach. The simple green spinach was one of the first vegetables I learned to grow. When I was a girl, my grandmother gave me a small patch of earth behind our house. She pressed a few seeds into my hand and said, "These are strong leaves. They feed the blood and the bones." I didn't understand then, but now, after many seasons, I see what she meant. Spinach is humble, quiet, but in Japan, it is cherished, especially by older generations. You'll find it in soups, in cold salads, even gently blanched and dressed with sesame. It's not fancy, but it is powerful. Why does it matter after 60? Because spinach supports what age often threatens: our muscles, our bones, and our blood. This leafy green is rich in iron, magnesium, potassium, and vitamin K, all nutrients that protect bone density and help muscles contract and relax properly. It also contains a surprising amount of plant-based protein, about 5 grams per cup when cooked. For older adults, that protein matters. So does the calcium-binding power of vitamin K, which spinach offers in abundance. Together, they help keep your body upright, your joints moving, and your steps steady. Spinach is also high in nitrates, natural compounds that improve blood flow and oxygen delivery to your muscles. That means better stamina, less fatigue, and quicker recovery after even light activity like gardening or walking. But beyond the science, there's comfort in spinach, a warmth, a familiarity. In my home, we prepare it in the way called goma-a, blanched briefly, then dressed with ground sesame seeds and a drop of soy sauce. The taste is gentle, nutty, and deeply satisfying. We also add it to miso soup, stir it into rice, or wrap it with a slice of tofu. One bowl a day is enough to feel the difference. It doesn't need to be complicated. My neighbor, Mrs. Cato, is 84 and walks to the corner store every morning. She told me once, "Spinach keeps me light, not just in my body, but in my spirit." She laughs when she says it, but I understand what she means. Some foods carry a quiet strength. They don't shout, but they stay with you, and that's what spinach is. If you're not used to eating it, try adding just a handful to your next meal. Saute it lightly with garlic, or steam it with a sprinkle of lemon. The key is not to overcook it. Just soften it enough to release the deep green color. That's when you know the nutrients are ready. Don't think of spinach as just a salad base. Think of it as support, like a cane or a kind word holding you up from within. It won't reverse time, but it can help you feel more stable, more nourished, more grounded in your body. And when combined with foods like miso and edamame, it becomes part of a rhythm. A gentle pattern of eating that builds strength, not all at once, but quietly, day by day. How to build a simple Japanese-inspired muscle meal. In Japan, we don't think of meals as something to get through. We treat them as small moments of care, a time to nourish, to pause, and to return to ourselves. If you've been wondering how to bring edamame, miso, and spinach into your own life, let me show you a gentle way to begin. This isn't a diet, it's a rhythm, a small meal that supports muscle, balance, and warmth, especially after 60. Let's begin with the morning. Start your day with miso soup, a warm, light broth made with miso paste, soft tofu, and a handful of seaweed. If you have spinach, toss it in near the end. Just heat water, add your ingredients, then stir in the miso at the end. Never boil it. This soup hydrates you, wakes up your digestion, and provides plant-based protein and probiotics. Add a small bowl of brown rice or quinoa beside it. These grains are slow to digest, help maintain steady energy, and, when paired with the soup, form a complete protein. It's light, but deeply nourishing. For lunch or an afternoon snack, prepare a small bowl of edamame. You can find it in most grocery stores, usually in the frozen section. Just steam or boil it for a few minutes until tender. Eat it warm, pod by pod, slowly. Each bite brings protein, fiber, and a sense of calm fullness. In the evening, prepare a soft meal of sautéed spinach with sesame. Blanch or steam the spinach just until bright green, then toss it with crushed sesame seeds and a dash of soy sauce or miso dressing. Add a few cubes of tofu or a poached egg if you like. Together, these ingredients form a complete circle. Protein for muscles, fiber for digestion, minerals for bones, and warmth for comfort. You don't have to change your entire diet overnight. Begin with just one bowl, one warm meal. Feel how your body responds. In Japan, we say ichiju sansai, one soup, 3 sides. But for you, even one soup and one bowl is enough to begin. These meals are not about control or counting. They're about rebuilding a connection to food, not as medicine, not as restriction, but as kindness. Over time, small meals like these support your strength, ease joint discomfort, and bring back energy that feels stable and lasting. There's no magic, only repetition, only care. And the beautiful thing is, You don't need rare ingredients or complicated recipes. You need simple foods prepared with attention. Lifestyle tips from Japanese elders. In Japan, food is only part of the story. The way we move, rest, and connect to others also shapes how we age. There's a saying in Okinawa, "Nuchi Gusui." It means life medicine. It reminds us that healing doesn't always come in pills or treatments. It comes in daily life, through small rituals that nourish the body and spirit. One of the most important habits is walking, not as exercise, but as a way of life. Many elders here walk to the market, to the shrine, or simply around the garden after meals. Even 10–15 minutes after eating helps digestion and keeps muscles active. No fancy equipment, just gentle movement. Another quiet practice is sitting on the floor. Traditional Japanese homes have tatami mats, and many elders eat, rest, and stretch while seated close to the ground. This builds core strength and flexibility without formal exercise. If getting down is hard, even stretching in a chair each day can help. We also live by the phrase, "Hara hachi bu," eat until you are 80% full. This keeps digestion light, reduces inflammation, and helps maintain a healthy weight. It also encourages us to eat more mindfully without rushing. And then there's community. In small towns, elders gather for morning radio exercises, tea chats, or group gardening. Loneliness weakens the body. But shared laughter, shared meals, even just a daily wave from a neighbor can boost resilience. Mrs. Wino, a woman in my neighborhood who's 90, says she never misses her morning stretch. "Even just lifting my arms and breathing deeply makes the day feel lighter," she says. "It tells my body, we're still here." These practices may seem simple, but over time, they shape how we carry ourselves, not with fear or stiffness, but with calm strength. If you're watching this from far away, you don't need to copy our way of life. But perhaps you can borrow a few rhythms. Eat slowly, walk gently, stretch daily, and connect, whether with family, neighbors, or even through videos like this one. You don't need to change everything at once. Just begin with one small bowl, a spoon of miso, a handful of edamame, a few leaves of spinach. Let them become part of your rhythm, simple, steady, and full of quiet strength. Aging is not the end of your body's story. It's a new chapter, one where care becomes more powerful than speed, and attention becomes more valuable than effort. Your muscles still listen, your bones still respond, and your spirit, your will to stay strong, still shines. If there's one thing I've learned from my long life, it's this. The body may slow down, but it never stops needing love. And food is one of the kindest ways to give it. Thank you for spending this time with me. If any part of this touched your heart, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. There's more to share in the videos to come. Until next time, eat gently, move softly, and trust that strength can still grow.